Hello! So this is gonna be a really practical, straight to the point guide on how you can actually be consistent at doing something. This is December 22nd, 2024, and this is gonna be the 167 of consistently helping people build consistency. Hi, my name is Laksan. I'm just an average person who is also struggling and been documenting my own consistency journey online for hundreds of days. And I'm here to share a practical guide on how you can actually be consistent at doing something. But firstly, I want to say thank you. Thank you for actually caring about your life. Because if you actually want to change your life to better through implementing some positive things consistently in your life, exercising, studying, practicing your arts and stuff, right? I actually really do appreciate that, right? Okay, so on this video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of maintaining a habit streak, right? So a habit streak is going to be one of the best ways on how we can actually be consistent at doing our things, right? I'm going to be explaining how can we actually create the habit streak and why it's going to be really, really effective when we just have a habit streak, right? So basically, a habit streak is just what you see. Some kind of calendar, right? Some kind of measure, a measure that we use in order to count how many days we've been consistently doing something in our life in a day-to-day basis, right? So like a habit streak basically just saying like, oh, you know what? I've been consistently exercising for 7 days in a row. I've been consistently studying for 14 days in a row. It's that simple, right? But it's gonna be in a it's gonna look something like this. A habit streak, right? So it's looks like a calendar, right? So how do we actually use this habit streak, right? Basically, we just like on the days when we actually did the thing, we're gonna be marking 1x, right? 1x. That's gonna be day one day, right? The next day we also do the same thing. We also did the same thing. We mark another x. Day two, 2 days, right? So that's that simple, right? It's just that simple. But I'm gonna be telling you guys why it's gonna be really important, right? But firstly, before we go into that, right, I'm gonna be explaining first about one of the most important thing that people kind of overlook, right? We kind of ignore that thing. The most important thing is that we make it really, really clear of what is the thing that we're trying to be doing at the first place first, right? So, notice that people, like us, we tend to just like say, oh, you know what, I'm going to be exercising every single day. I'm going to be studying every single day. Notice that this is really, really problematic. Why? Because here's the thing. It's really unclear, right? I mean, like what type of exercise that we're going to be doing, how many minutes, how many reps we're going to be spending our time, yeah, right? Every single day on a daily basis on doing that thing, right? Like, why is the personal daily target of doing that thing, right? It's really unclear. How can we even be consistent at doing something if we don't necessarily have the idea of why is the thing that we're going to be doing even at the first place, right? So first thing first, we're going to be making things clear. So how can we actually make things clear? It's by making it specific and measurable. So instead of just saying that, oh yeah, I'm going to be exercising every single day, we are going to be picking some specific, right? Specific type of exercise. Push-ups, pull-ups, running, right? And also not only that we make it specific, we also make it measurable. 10 push-ups, 10 minutes of run, right? We can actually apply this thing to like studying too, right? 10 minutes of reading some books, 10 minutes of using some Duolingo, right? And so on and so on, right? So when we just frame it this way, it becomes really, really clear, right? So after it, right, we're gonna be going back to the habit streak, right? So here's the thing: not only that we are gonna be right marking the X every single day, right? But the thing here, if we don't show up, right? If we don't show up and do the thing, right? Do the 10 push-ups, do the 10 minutes of studying thing, right? If one day we don't show up, right? Then the thing that's going to happen is that the streak is going to reset, right? So let's say I've been consistently doing my thing for 7 days in a row, but on the eighth day, I don't show up, right? Then my streak is going to reset to zero again. Okay, so actually there are two approaches on how to on how we actually treat this habit streak, right? So firstly is the hard approach, and secondly is the more soft approach, right? So the hard approach means that if we just don't show up, whatever reason, right, we're gonna reset to zero again. But the but on the more soft approach, right? If we have some kind of reasonable reason, right? Maybe like, oh yeah, some of the days we are sick, some of the days something emergency happened, right? Something really, really urgent happened, right? Then, if we have something that's really reasonable on that particular day, and then we don't do it because of that reason, then you know what? Even that we don't show up on that day, we are still gonna be having the streak, right? So the streak is still going on, right? So that's the two approaches that we can take, right? Each approach got their own pros and cons, but just pick whatever kind of approach that you like to have, right? So why it's gonna be good when we just frame things this way, right? Using the habit streak. two reasons. Firstly, when we just track it this way, we're gonna have some clear, right? Really clear tracking of how many days we've been consistently doing this thing, right? Of how many days we've been fulfilling our personal target, right? Because here's the thing: we set the target of, let's say, 10 minutes of studying every single day, 10 minutes of using Duolingo every single day. We actually did the using the Duolingo. We can actually say, you know what? I fulfilled my own personal target. I have fulfilled the thing that I said that I'm going to be doing. But it's not just today, right? It's not just today. I've been consistently fulfilling my own personal target for the past 7 days, for the past 1 month, for the past 1 year, right? Well, let's say, okay, maybe like this take two for the past 30 days, right? I've been doing this consistently for the past 30 days. And you know what's the thing that's going to happen when we just frame it this way, when we have fulfilled it this way? We're going to build a sense of confidence, right? A sense of confidence that we can actually be consistent at the thing that we say that we're going to be doing, right? And guess what? I've been consistently doing this thing for the past 30 days. I'm also going to be doing it at day 31, at day 32, at day 33, and so on, right? So that's how we can actually use the habit streak to help us in order to be consistent, right? That's one reason. And the second reason is that, here's the thing, we don't want to lose the streak, because notice that we're gonna, once we've got to day 7 or day 14, we're gonna develop some kind of psychological attachment, right? Psychological attachment to this habit streak, right? Meaning we don't want to reset this habit streak to zero again, right? To day zero again, right? Because it's gonna feel really, really painful, really, really suck, right? So here's the thing: when we have this kind of like psychological attachment, the thing that's going to happen here is that, here's the thing: we're gonna think something like this. Oh, you know what? I kind of like don't want to, I kind of don't want to do my studying today. I kind of don't want to do my 10 minutes of Duolingo today. I'm just lazy. Because I think it's kind of suck actually today to do it, right? But you know what? Actually, like losing the habit streak that I've built from day one is going to be way more suck. It's going to feel way more suck than actually doing the 10 minutes of Duolingo, right? And anyway, like doing Duolingo is the right thing to do, right? Anyway, doing Duolingo is, is the thing that's going to help me in the future, right? So I'll just do Duolingo anyway, right? Because even though it's kind of suck, it is at least not as suck as breaking the habit streak that I've got, right? And actually, like, again, doing Duolingo is the right thing to do, right? So that's two reasons how doing this habit streak thing is going to help us in order to be consistent at doing something, right? So I think that's it from me for today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like this video is helpful. Bye-bye. Bye.